Hello, today I'm here to talk to you about pro athlete salaries. Now, there are many mixed feelings about this topic, and today I will discuss my feelings and hope to persuade you into, my side of the street, so to speak. There are many mixed feelings. Players get paid an exorbitant amount of money for what seemingly is nothing. I mean, kids do it for fun. You don't want, players look up to kids look up to these players as role models, and would you want your kid looking up to a guy who will sit on the sidelines for days on end or complain that he's not getting paid much, so he's just going to sit out altogether? So these are role models that we want our kids to look up to. In 1999, Magic Johnson signed a one-year contract for $30 million. This year alone, Joe Flacco signed a 6-year contract for $120.6 million. What do they need this money for? What could they be doing it for? I mean, what drives them? It's not like they perform a service like doctors or police department do. Pro athlete salaries far outweigh that of the general public, and more, they want more and more money for something that kids do for fun. And their owners drive up salaries and ticket prices. First point: pro athlete salaries far outweigh that of the general public. In 1999 article written in the Christian Science Monitor talked about league minimums and player salaries in general. They talked about in 1999, Michael Jordan was the highest paid athlete for that year. He made $78.4 million. Over half of that was in endorsements. The article also talks about the league minimums for NFL, or for all the four major sports. The league minimum for the NFL was $405,000. The league minimum for the NHL was $525,000. Now that still seems like an exorbitant amount of money to me. And their raises each year far exceed the rate of yearly inflation. Also in the article in the Christian Science Monitor, it talks about the author contrasts the normal, everyday Joe's contract or salary with that of the NHL or professional sports players. There's an estimated about 3 million cashiers in the United States, making an average of $11,388 a year. An office clerk makes an average of $18,500 a year. The teacher makes an average of $38,600 a year. Now, it makes a lot of people think twice, because they're entrusted with approximately 4.5 million public school students every day. It's not only those jobs, but we entrust our safety and security to these everyday Joes. There's police officers in Sacramento, California, make as low as $23,900 a year. A firefighter in the Northwest, $36,000 a year. A mid-level ranked enlisted military person from been in for 10 to 12 years makes approximately $40,000. And that to me says that we've got our priorities in the wrong spot. I know that a lot of people use these sports as entertainment and use it as a getaway from everyday life. And that still doesn't warrant the exorbitant salaries that we get. The players, they sit out to get injured. They sit out for days or weeks on end and still get paid. Many of us don't have that luxury. We don't show up to work. We don't get paid. He said, again, statistics show that our priorities aren't in line with what they should be. Pro salaries are far outweigh that of the general public. The ever-growing contracts people balk at the size of them. Second point, pro players want more and more money for something that kids do for fun. You know, they play for the fun of the game, not to be paid. Chris Mueller wrote in the Bleacher Report that we're the ones that make the athletes behave the way they do. Kids play the games for money, or they're playing a kid's game for money. You know, you look at the college kids, they're actually playing for the game, not for money. Again, we put the athletes up on a pedestal. They do, you know, fatalities and other felonies, I should say, not fatalities. And they pay their fine, they get their $1 million lawyer, and get away with it. Also in the Bleacher Report, it talks about how society plays a role. Famous baseball player Johnny Bench was once quoted as, or saying, Jimmy Connor played 2 tennis matches, gets paid $850,000. Muhammad Ali fights 1 bout, gets paid $5 million. Me, I play in 190 games, and I'm the one that's overpaid? Many players feel this way. They look at the others in other teams, other leagues, saying, you know, they get paid that much for doing that. Why can't I get paid this much for doing this? I'm doing more than them. You know, society plays a role in what athletes get paid and what athletes feel that they're entitled to. So professional athletes want more and more for something kids do for free. Third point, owners drive up players' salaries and ticket prices. We play a big role in this, and Wayne Barrett with USA Today magazine talks about the greed of the player and the greed of the owner. And it comes down to almost a chicken and the egg kind of thing. What came first? Greed of the player, requesting more and more salary demands, for the owner, so the owner must generate more funds to compensate. Or is it the greed of the owner pushing for more profits that motivated the players to stand up for wanting their fair share? You know, the inflation, or owners drive up ticket prices is another point. Inflation rose 3%, ticket prices rose 7%. Does that seem fair? And there's something wrong with this picture. Another thing that's driving up salaries for owners and players are the new sponsorship deals. And Wayne Barrett talked about this as well in his USA Today magazine article. Sponsorship deals are a big part of the mainstream medium nowadays. We have sponsorship deals with Coke, Pepsi, Nike, Reebok, and Foot Locker, just to name a few. And these are turning into, you know, players are turning into walking billboards. And said Michael Jordan is a big spokesman for Hanes. Him being in the commercials, does he make you want to buy Hanes t-shirts or Hanes underwear anymore? I know it doesn't make me want to buy it anymore. Just to see his name, or just to know that I've worn something that he worn. Again, owners drive up players' salaries and ticket prices. So in conclusion, the viewing public has the ability to control this. And we're the ones that go out and buy the jerseys, the tickets to the game. And if more and more people sat out and, you know, made an effort to not buy this stuff or to go to the games as much, we in turn would drive down salaries for the players, because the owners would have to compensate to balance their budget. Today I talked about salaries for the players outweigh that of the general public. Players want more and more money for things that kids do for free, and owners drive up ticket prices and player salaries.